My first wife, she was an escort. If you've been following my story for a long time, I've mentioned that before. And we split up. She had some issues that she wouldn't want to discuss with me. She would always, I'm not going to go through it, but she was always angry. Like, there was a lot of things going on, but that aside, it never occurred to me, never fucking occurred to me that, once every 5 guys that paid her to have sex raped her? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? My wife sometimes would have 4 clients a night. And to think that, every 5 guys, 10 guys that paid her to have sex violently raped her? Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
That most men live lives of quiet desperation. It's one of my favorite quotes ever because it's true. You're just in this world where you just can't wait to just run away. But I think one of the reasons why these people have this deep-seated anger and resentment is there's a bunch of people out there that have these lives that are deeply unsatisfying, because I think there are so many people that are working all day long doing something that is deeply unsatisfying and almost painful.
Yeah, soul killing.
Soul killing.
Yeah.
They're stuck in traffic all day, and then they're stuck in a cubicle after that. They relish the time to take a shit in the bathroom and look at their phone. I mean, they literally do that. That's a highlight of someone's day. They get in traffic on the way home. They get home after that, they're watching television, and they're f***ed. If people have a regular day job, if you could just find one thing that you do as a passion project and just keep building on it, just keep watering it, keep adding fertilizer, keep giving it attention, keep giving it focus, and you can escape. You can escape, and you can be self-serving. You could be okay. You're gonna be okay. Making furniture feels good. If you make furniture for a living, and you feel a great satisfaction out of that, and you sell that furniture, look, man, if you can do that, you could cut those corners perfectly and sand everything down nice and stain it, and then it's done, and you get the satisfaction, and you sell it to someone, and that pays your bills. That is infinitely more satisfying than being stuck in some fucking cubicle working for someone that you don't want to work for, having to have these stupid fucking office meetings, talking to people in human resources, sitting down with your supervisor where they evaluate your job performance, and you're not really, you really need to be enthusiastic about this company. This company is your future. This kind of like, you're like, fuck, kill me now. There's a lot of people out there that would way rather do something else, and I hope they understand that they can. And people that are trapped in bad situations, one of the problems is you feel like this is your future. You feel like you're fucked and you can't get out of that. There's no hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no rainbow. And if you feel like that, that alone can be incredibly defining and limiting. But if you can look at yourself objectively and say, okay, I kind of am fucked here. I'm in credit card debt. I'm working in a shitty job. I don't like what I'm doing, but I have some ideas. I need to feed those fucking ideas. And I need to feed them and water them, and I need to set aside a certain amount of time every day to just try to make those things happen. You can do that. Everyone has a different personality. They have different interests, different things that they would be really satisfied pursuing. That's not encouraged. What's encouraged is go find a job. What's encouraged is go find some place that you can shove yourself into. Go find a square hole that you can stick your round peg and just jam it in there and shave down the top and the bottom so you slide in with all this extra space on the sides and feel like shit for the rest of your life, because you need a job, because you're in debt, because you have credit cards, because you have student loans, because that's what everybody does. And so you do it too. That's what's wrong. You have an apartment you have to pay for. You have a car you leased. You have a wife that you have to feed. You have a child you have to raise. You have your mortgage. You have your this. You have your that. And that's where it all comes from. Well, the opportunity takes place usually when you're young and you don't have any responsibility. That's when you have your options. Well, your options are severely limited the more you gather responsibilities. Like, if I had to, as a 51-year-old father of 3, married man, pays taxes, has a house and a mortgage and a business and all that jazz, if I had to quit everything now and struggle the way I struggled as a stand-up comedian, it would never work. But the only way I could be this person now is if I took that chance when I was 21, when I was dead broke and had my cars repossessed and all that stuff. That's the only way you ever get where you want to go. You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation almost every time. It's hell. It's hell.
But can people just make that change? I mean,
Yes,
look,
you can,
I believe they
but
can.
you have to plan it out. The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you f***ed up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. And whether it is you're trying to be an author and if you're gonna try to be an author and you're working 8 hours a day plus commuting plus family responsibilities or whatever else you have, whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. That 1.5 hours a day that you have to write, god damn, you better be caffeinated and motivated. You got to go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something and to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific. I think here's an important thing too. Failure is important.
It is important.
I think failure teaches you things that you don't learn from success. I think failure gives you an opportunity for self-examination and also gives you a feeling that is very uncomfortable. And that very uncomfortable feeling helps you grow. That when you feel like you screw something up, like when I've had bad podcasts, my podcast has always gotten better afterwards. When I've had bad stand-up sets, I've always gotten better after that because those bad sets motivate you. They give you a perspective like, hey, here's some clear examples of where you f***ed up.
Yeah, what not to do.
Yeah, don't look at these failures as like proof that you suck. Look at them as opportunities for growth. Look at them as opportunities to be motivated to do better. You have to make mistakes. You've been there, you feel it, you understand what it is, and then you have that time to adjust. That's why losing in life is so important. Whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss. Those feelings where things didn't work out your way, that's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong, and you improve, and then it makes the good feelings of victory all the better. And I mean that, in a relative sense, like even getting good at something. Forget about victory, like making a terrible book that gets rejected by every publisher and then writing a really good one and people accept it and you're like, fuck, I got better. Yes. Like that feeling.
Interesting, yeah.
Those feelings of failure are really critical for your motivation. You see an old person walking down the street, you go, oh, that person's always been an old person. No, that was a baby. That was a baby that became a 90-year-old man. There's a progression that you're not witness to. You don't see it. And that takes place in everything. It takes place in authors. It takes place in comedians and musicians. There is a starting point, and then with time and focus, and as long as you reevaluate and reassess and constantly objectively look at what you're doing and then pursue it with passion and focus, you get better at things. Don't be scared of failure. I think failure is awesome for you.
Okay, so probably 2 weeks ago, I came across this post on Facebook. Thank God, because I'm bipolar, I'm extremely self-absorbed because I have to. It didn't take me too long to dismiss it, but it stayed with me for about a day. The post had a woman holding up a sign, and hopefully I don't butcher this. I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. But it says something like this. Every woman knows a woman who has been raped. But no man knows a man who has raped a woman, something like that. And I read the post, I'm like, you're right. I don't know a single guy who's raped a woman. I don't know anyone who's raped a woman. So I checked back with the thread later, and there was a heated argument going on. This guy was really offended because this woman said, yeah, you do know a guy who's raped a woman. And this guy was really pissed off. He said, no, I didn't. Like, fuck you. I don't know a single guy. Women come to me when they're, like, to talk to me when they're raped, because I guess he was in security or something. But I read the thread and I'm like, oh shit, I know what she means. The reason I don't know a gentleman who has raped someone, I don't know, should I be calling him a gentleman if he's raping women? The reason I don't know a man who's raped a woman is because a man doesn't brag to another man that he has raped a woman. That was the first book like this. I went, fuck, that's true. That's why I don't know that. And the second light bulb that went off was, okay, wait a minute here. Let's do some math. If every woman knows a woman that's been raped, that means statistically, if the ratio, let's say the ratio to women to men were 5-1, that means like for every 5 guys I see or know, one of them's raped a woman. So just based on that stat alone, fucking blew me away. Like, it fucking blew me away. Obviously, it'd be a lot more than that, which would be fucking even crazier, right? And I just, like, like, when the light bulb went off, I was just, I didn't know what to fucking say. I'm just like, holy fuck, man. Like, that's fucking really bad. Like, that's really bad. And like I said, I know I find myself very fortunate that because I'm bipolar, I have to be so self-absorbed. I have to be, because if I'm not, then before I know it, I'm into something fucking crazy, right? Definitely not rape, but definitely just crazy fucking shit, bad decision making. But it for the time that it stayed with me, it just like fucking befuddled me, just like, holy fucking shit, I felt bad, I felt, like, I didn't even want to leave the house because I didn't want to fucking see anybody. I'm like, Jesus Christ, because for me, I never got it, like, I can't, I'm going to run a scenario by you. I believe this is with my, second wife. I believe we were playing around one day, and, I said, let me see if I can. I don't think I used the term rape. I said, I want to see if I can, like, force you to have sex. I wanted to see if I could physically put myself in a position where I could rape her. I finally did. It took some effort. My second wife was quite the scrapper. She could definitely knock me out. She had a hell of a fucking punch. I'm not talking a girl punch. You know how to fucking throw a street fight fucking right to your fucking nose, right? So anyways, I got her in a position where I could physically, I could rape her. With one problem, I couldn't get I didn't have an erection. I couldn't get one. So it like, I can understand, like, I'm not here to pretend that I know anything about the dynamics of rape, but from what I've come across, it's a power thing, but how that translates into sex and being erect with sex, like, I don't know, I've been in some pretty violent situations. If anything, they're not a turn on. I just don't understand how a man can get an erection raping a woman. I don't get it. I just, maybe me and her at that, we were playing around to see if I could physically rape her. Maybe we had a discussion about that. I couldn't really tell you. I don't remember, but all I know, it was extremely hard, number one, to put her in that position. You know, and like I said, like, okay, well, now I need an erection to finish this. You know, it's just that's impossible. Like, that's impossible. I've never even, like, even some of the women I've been with who, you know, who like being choked, or, you know, like nipples being twisted, like a little bit of pain in their sex. I don't like any pain in my sex whatsoever. It turns me right the fuck off. It really does. You know, but I guess for some people, that's a thing. I can see consensual pain probably being like a turn on, but non-consensual violent sex, man, oh man, like, that's some dark shit, man. That's some really fucking dark shit. And now the fact that I know for a fact that men in my life that I know and see have actually done this, that's pretty fucking creepy, man. That's really fucking creepy. Like I said, I'm very thankful for my mental illness, because, you know, this thought will leave me, and I'll be on to thinking about myself again, you know. But I thought I'd share this. I'd share this disturbing fact, you know. Even if the post was misleading, and it was one woman out of every 5 knew a woman, it's staggering, absolutely staggering. I really don't want more to say than that. Like, you know, I really, part of me getting healthy mentally, one of the things I've had to do is try and put myself in the other person's position. And I'm sorry to say, this is one situation where I just can't envision myself in, and it's unfortunate that this kind of thing exists. One, definitely for the woman, and it's sad for the man as well. Like, really, like, you know, I'm not sure if sad's the right word. I'm sympathetic to the fact that this is what gets you off. Like, what I do wonder, what I do think about, like, as of this second, is these men that commit these rapes. I wonder if there's any percentage of them that tell themselves, like, is there any of them that rape a woman knowing that it was wrong, but that couldn't control themselves because the urge was too great, but at the same time, could you not be honest to yourself about, listen, holy fuck, yes, rape is wrong, but I can't control myself, so how do I get help? Or do they have no empathy and rape? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, holy fuck, you know, when you delve into this and you start, fuck, it's some dark shit, man, and fuck. Anyways, I think I'm going to end it there. Maybe give you something to think about. I'm sorry if that stat's disturbing, but I don't know. Fuck. Facts are facts, right? And we certainly can't fucking hide from facts. So I'll see you guys again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Krahm bless you all.
I know you think there's something wrong with me. You gotta listen to my words.
Okay, so during that video, I'm not really sure if you guys noticed or not, but I was starting to think about the women I've had in my life, notably the women I've loved. and my mind started to go in that direction. And I don't know, you might noticed it in the video. There was a big pause there. Everything inside me started getting really overwhelmingly emotional, and I think that's when I kind of switched over to see the guy's perspective. You know, I couldn't in that moment I couldn't delve into the woman I care about, and thinking and the reality that Jesus Christ, they may have been raped. So I figured I would entertain this conversation when I'm in the right frame of mind for it. So I don't have an emotional fucking breakdown, you know, or whatever. This is an emotional breakdown, but where I'm in more control of my emotions. It's been one of those days where, you know, I can handle this type of conversation. So it made me think about a lot of things. Namely, the women that I've loved, you know, and it kind of made me reevaluate the time I've spent with them, maybe how they were, their personality based on this new information. It's just, you know, it's fucking intense, man. I don't know what a better word to describe this, you know. You know, it's really hard putting yourself in a woman's position because number one, I'm not a fucking woman. But when you factor in this stat about that, how do women not constantly live in a state of fear? Like, seriously, like, if that stat was true, even on a one-to-one basis, like, that's a lot of women being raped, and that's a lot of men who have raped women. How does I guess what I'm trying to understand is, where are women finding the strength not to go on with their lives after an episode like that, but to even like interact with men? Like, obviously there's different levels of rape. But still, that's definitely not a fear men have. I remember a long time. This was back when I was a young meat cutter for Wawa. This is fucking decades ago. I was dating this really petite blonde from the bakery department. She said that to me one day. She says she's constantly in fear. I never knew what she meant. Shut my fan off. Well, I guess I know now, right? Don't I? Whether she was raped or not, I don't know. But I could totally relate. I understand where she's coming from. Like, yeah, I get your fear. Especially being probably, 85 pounds. She was really small. But I wasn't in love with this woman. You know, I think about the women in my life that I've loved. Jesus, fuck. That's one thing with me. I love you once, so I'm gonna love you forever. It's just that's just the way I'm built. I really don't have any control of that, and knowing that any of them I've been put through something like this is it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. My first wife, She was an escort. If you've been following my story for a long time, I've mentioned that before. And we split up. She had some issues that she wouldn't want to discuss with me. She would always, I'm not going to go through it, but she was always angry. Like, there was a lot of things going on, but that aside, it never occurred to me, never fucking occurred to me that once every 5 guys that paid her to have sex raped her. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? My wife sometimes would have 4 clients a night. And to think that, every 5 guys, 10 guys that paid her to have sex violently raped her? Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? If that's true, my fucking heart bleeds, man. Like, I don't even know what to fucking say. Was that something she didn't want to share with me? But, okay, let me get my head around this. Okay. Not once, ever. In 10 years we're together, and probably the 6 years that she did that job, involved with me, not once did I ever see her with bruises on her body, scuffs on her face. Not once did I ever hear her a story of her being raped or being like violence in that transaction. There was only one scenario that I've mentioned, involved the rock machine years back, that wouldn't allow her to leave. Like, she was shaken up, but whether he, and I never, it never occurred to me in a million years that that could have happened on her job. The rape part, like, because I was always there. The guys knew if you're out of line, you're gonna have to deal with me. Like, it just didn't enter my mind. It never, like, so I had to kick a few doors in sometimes. There was a situation where rooms were joining and multiple guys wouldn't let the girls leave. But there was no rape. There was no violence. Like, there might have been some tense moments, but I think that just comes with the job. But knowing this fact with this video, maybe, I'm flustered. Life was so fast back then. I'm just trying to put scenarios together, and I paid for a lot of sex after my split up with my second wife. I don't even think I had sex that wasn't paid for, or that was the situation was understood that you were with me. I don't think I'm trying to think of any of the women who ever mentioned that or were really But see, I never showed any sign, any sense of violence in any of my relations ever in the bedroom. Don't get me wrong, I've had some pretty intense relationships where things kind of got out of hand a few times. Couples arguing and stuff, but in the bedroom, it's just. But like I said, knowing that one of my wives was potentially raped at one point in her life, it's just not something that comes up. I have a close friend that I care about, and she's like I just texted her this morning before I started editing this video. I said, hey babe, I'm turning 50 in a few days. It'd be nice to spend my 50th birthday with someone I care about, and and right now you're the only one I care about, right? So, so it'd be nice if we could spend some time together that wasn't business. I haven't seen her in a business setting for a long, long time. I've talked about her before. And it's just, now it's just like, she's bipolar, like me, and there's other things with her. So now I'm starting to wonder, it's like, oh my God, the thought of her, being in that situation, or that happened to her, is, that's fucking intense, man, and I don't know, I'm kind of hoping she says no now. I'm kind of hoping she says no. Hopefully, like I said in that video, I'm pretty self-absorbed, so hopefully I'll be more overwhelmed with her company than I am about being concerned whether she's had a bad experience sexually or not, Given her lifestyle, I've always been extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Gentle with her, in all areas of our relationship, whether it's as friends, as business, and business, I don't show any aggression whatsoever. Once in a while, she would lose her shit on me for no particular reason, and I'd have to, kind of, hey, babe, fuck, it's me, but besides that, so maybe, I'm wondering, like I've always wondered, a lot of my business transactions in sex or in my other life always got personal. In a business that things don't get personal. I'm starting to wonder if that's connected, fuck, where am I going with this? Where the fuck am I going with this? I don't know, it's all I've known for 10 years, so it's just... What a crazy, dark situation. It changes. Like, I don't know about you guys, but knowing this fact, it fucking changes things, man. It really fucking changes things. Knowing this, at least at this moment, it does. This is like if you like even fucking dating someone, going on a blind date or meet someone online for the first time and you guys are meeting up and just knowing the stat, it's oh fuck. All I can say as of this moment. I can't even begin to understand the level of courage or bravery or no wonder women get so it's like if a woman's had a bad experience, right? And she's mustering everything she has in her to carry on, to somehow find trust somewhere to date someone new or to take a chance on somebody, fuck. And then us as men, whether we cheat on them or disrespect them or it's no wonder why they take things probably, I don't know if it's safe to say differently than we do, but they're certainly rising to the occasion more than we are. And I really don't know, Jesus fucking Christ. Obviously I didn't think this conversation through, but that's obviously not how the way I do things, but it's like women really do risk it, right? They really do risk everything. Jesus fucking Christ. Man, oh man. I think I'm just gonna end it here. I don't know what else more to say at this point. What's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. I've just edited this first part of this video. Now I'm gonna watch and re-edit the second part, and I think there's a pretty good chance that this information is going to stay with me a little longer than a day. So anyways, I'm going to try and be, if it does stay with me, I'm definitely going to try and stay mindful of this fact, and when it comes to my relationships in the future, for sure. Jesus fucking Christ, you know, like, how does it... It's like being bipolar. We're a fiend for information. We don't like to take anything for granted. We want to know everything about. We function best on information. So knowing this fact is like, you know, I can't help but can be compelled to turn to my girlfriend and say, "Have you ever had a bad experience?" You know. Do I turn to a brother of mine and say, "Holy, hey man, you know, you ever raped a you know, like, fuck, like, how does, you know?" It's just, well, I guess it's pointless to even ask, because he would definitely lie about that, right? The guy's not gonna fucking say, yeah, fuck, I raped 2 women last week, you know, like, he wouldn't say that, right? Because any normal person would probably knock him on his ass, right? Or, you know, no one's gonna divulge that kind of fucking information. Fuck. You know what's gonna happen next time I train? 'Cause that's when I do most of my reflection and stuff. Next time I'm at the gym, I'm gonna be thinking about this, I think. You know, I'll be going over all my relationships with a fine-tooth comb. Women I've loved. Even if none of them had a bad experience when I knew them. Given these facts, there's a very good chance that years after I've known them, you know, that this had happened after me. You know, the thought of that is very heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking. And more often than not, right, they move forward. You know, they move forward and trust another man and give another man a chance. And only respect for women. Not that I didn't have any before, but this takes it to a different level for sure. So, how do I end this? How the fuck do I end this? I don't know how to end this, so I'll just simply say, until I see you guys again, take care of yourselves, hear each other. God bless yourself.